Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Jazzy, the Video Store Sasquatch here, and we are doing another Throwback Thursday. We are going to end up our list with final five, top five of The Rock, top 20 movies. We didn't go. I didn't go see a movie this weekend. WrestleMania was all weekend. I was going to go see it Monday, kind of just didn't. Got too busy. Tuesday, kind of same thing. And today was the same thing. As I'm recording before I record. Definitely gonna try and get it done this week's and maybe sometime maybe go see two movies or have a double feature or something and see Sinners. But we will talk about the box office for the weekend, and I don't think I have any news for you. I don't believe I do. So let's start here with Rock here. Number five, Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw, directed by David Leitch, starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Jason Statham, Idris Elba, and Vanessa Shaw. Lawman Luke Hobbs and Outcast Deckard Shaw form an unlikely alliance when cybergenetically enhanced villain threatens the future of humanity. I mean, they brought out all the stops for this movie when you think about it. They brought in Kevin Hart, Ryan Reynolds. Um, I mean, everybody really they could. They brought in. I think Charlie Theron reprised her role at one point in time. Um, yeah, this one was crazy wild. I like the story of it. I like how Jason Statham's sister gets um antidote to her, and she has to keep it within herself. And they get to a certain point. I even like the ending where the doctor's like, "Well, we're just gonna die anyways," so and it really didn't affect her, which was smart, even though she kind of freaked out at the end there. There's a lot of good stuff in this movie. I like Idris Alba's part. He's like a badass freaking dude. Like half robot, half human. So that part was pretty cool too. Yeah. So they have to get Hobbs and Shaw to work together. We meet Shaw's mom in prison, who is just staying the mom, and then we see The Rock with his daughter, and they meet with Ryan Reynolds, and then the two CIA agents realize they're trying to get them together, and then from there, after they introduce each other, they kind of one up each other for a little bit through the action parts, and then obviously The Rock falls for his sister. They even bring in Roman Reigns and stuff like, and other tribal people for the Samoan part. Very good movie, very good thought out movie. Cool how they kind of went everywhere, even though I'm not like a huge proponent of worldwide things. They've kind of already established that this was what it had to be, so I can live with it. And plus, they've already done enough Fast and Furious in America. How many times are you gonna do an American Fast and Furious anyway? So makes sense. Yeah, this one's really good movie. If you haven't checked it out yet, that is Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw, directed by David Leitch. And then for our number four movie here, we have Rampage, directed by Brad Payton, starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Naomi Harris, Malin Ackerman, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, with three different animals become infected with a dangerous pathogen. A primatologist and Genesis team up to stop them from destroying Chicago. This one one of my favorite. I think the couple comments I got even had to have included this one with The Rock here. There's a lot of good solid humor in it, but on top of that, it's The Rock being a badass. Plus, there's a lot of cool like monster stuff. We know I love monster movies, so it all kind of works out. Jack Quaid's in it. You know, who we talked about a lot. There's a lot of like surprise people in it too, like little people that you wouldn't think about being in it, and kind of takes the whole movie to a whole new level here. Yeah, so we open up. And the Rock's going through the animal enclosure with the white ape there, who has set up the new guy to get kind of rocked by the gorilla there. And then after that, we kind of move on. We see the antigen or whatever the pathogen that they made, and we see it get thrown out of the airplane after the wreck and get like split out everywhere. Of course, it gets this ape here, the white ape that we're talking about, because that's the Rock's friend. That's how the Rock gets involved, and then a lizard and an octopus and something else, a wolf, I think. And then they all go to Chicago after the company that let it out tried to set like a beacon to like warn them where it's at, and that's kind of where we all meet and the ending is. It's a very good movie. A lot of action in it. They kind of destroy Chicago. They kind of destroy a lot of stuff in this movie. And then even at the end, you kind of see the heart and the drive of the great white ape with The Rock. Very good movie. Very good movie here. Yeah, it's probably why it's on here. It's probably why it's a top five movie of his. And this is one I think newer the best ones too. So very impressive here. And that is number four, Rampage, directed by Brad Payton. And then number three here we have San Andreas, directed by Brad Payton, starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Carla Gugliani, Alexandra Daddario, and Colton Haynes. In the aftermath of a massive earthquake in California, a rescue chopper pilot makes a dangerous journey with his ex-wife across the state in order to rescue his daughter. I don't remember if it's Colton Haynes or it's a Fantastic Four guy, the original Fantastic Four guy that kind of leaves his daughter there in the building, and that's kind of when it sets off the whole like thing for him to join in. I think that he would be fired though the second that he left his like original training spot with a helicopter belonging to the city during a natural disaster to save his wife. So I don't know. Maybe all bets are off at that point in time, especially since everyone's scrambling. But that doesn't seem very right. It seems like something that you're definitely going to get charged with afterward. Maybe that's the second movie. Here are those is him being charged with like the crime of just like kind of abandoning ship and taking care of his wife and daughter. Um, again, we get Carlo Gugano with The Rock here. It's kind of like a solid pairing. You kind of guarantee that they're going to have a good chemistry, which I think they did do. The Rock tries to kind of be like a down on his luck dad here. And then the guy, of course, is rich as hell. That's like the only way you're gonna like beat The Rock is being rich as hell, and that's pretty much how he did it. And being like the opposite person of The Rock, probably because the person would be sick of him so bad. But yeah, this one was pretty good. I like this one as number three. This is kind of like the start of the real big, huge run of like every year we get a big rock movie. So that is that, and that's kind of why it's also number three here because without the movies like this, like San Andreas and Rampage, and let's see here, what other ones are about like the Fast and Furious have been around this time, Hercules. Without those kind of movies, we kind of would have missed out on how big The Rock was going to be because we were still just wondering if it was like this dude could do it because did have a couple of bombs there that we don't talk about obviously in the top 20 of his movies list, but this is the start of the rocket ship like Baywatch and all that all right here. So interesting stuff here. Very good movie. I'd go check it out. There's number three, San Andreas, directed by Brad Payton. And then number two for the top five here is Fast Five, directed by Justin Lin, starring Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Jordana Brewster, Dominic Toretto and his crew of street racers plan a massive heist to buy their freedom while in sights of a powerful Brazilian drug lord and a dangerous federal agent. The federal agent's obviously The Rock, coming to kick ass as Hobbs. This is like the start of it all for the mega star, The Rock coming and saving your franchise, the whole shebang here. That's the reason why this movie is on the list, and we didn't do the other movies because we really could have really listed the other movies all in the top 10. To be honest with you, because all the Fast and Furious movies are badass. This one is particularly badass because it starts with The Rock chasing down Vin Diesel, and then you kind of get a little bit different kind of story with Vin in this one too, as well, because this is where he loses. We find out that he lost Liddy from the racers or whatever. That's kind of how everything gets brought in here from four. And then, so four, he lost it. He loses Liddy. This one, we kind of see him dealing with it and then meeting the new girl who we see he ends up having a kid with because the kid ends up on another one. There's so many of these freaking movies here that like it kind of sucks that we just kind of have to talk about five because we're honestly going to go into a long form of all 10 of them when the 10th final one comes out. So, or yeah, 10 part two comes out because, fucking part one of 10 was it. So there is we're going to talk about these movies a lot. This movie's very good. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I would check out all the Fast and Furious, especially if you're going to be a hater. and be like, well, all this shit's fake. Well, fucking, it's a movie. It's all fake. So sit back, enjoy it, and don't think about it too much. And the number one movie The Rock is in is Walking Tall, directed by Kevin Bray, starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Ashley Scott, Johnny Knoxville, Neil McDonough. A former U.S. soldier returns to his hometown to find it overrun by crime and corruption, which prompts a clean house. We got a 2x4 here. We got the badass Rock getting pretty much killed, scraped up, and then coming back and whooping ass in the casino, just fucking laying in on people without a weapon, destroying shit. It's funny when they list everything in the court that he did there. This movie is the premier Rock movie. This is the movie that when I think of the Rock in movies is the one I go to immediately. It is a remake, but this is the one that set it off. This is the one that let us know 100% for sure before everything that this guy was going to be a legit action star. Then after this movie, yeah, there might have been little dips and there might have been a little bit of tumbles. He was trying to figure out who he was going to be and what he was going to do. But this was the movie that we all saw, we all watched when we were younger, and we all went, "God damn, the fucking Rock's a badass," and we can't wait until we watch until see more of him in movies. You could say that but it's not. The Scorpion King was his first movie. That's the one, of course, everyone would say. This is the one that we kind of rounded everything out. We got the rundown in. We got the freaking Scorpion King movie in. We got a couple other movies and it was under his belt. But this is the one that we knew for 100% fact. Hey, when it comes down to it, this dude is a leading man in Hollywood, and that is the number one movie of all 20 movies of The Rock, The Walking Tall, number one movie, directed by Kevin Bray. So after we did all those movies, we got through 20 of them, just like we were gonna. Like I said, I didn't go see a movie this weekend because WrestleMania. If you guys didn't watch it, it was an amazing show. Wrestling is hotter than ever right now. If you hear anyone talk about it, you just know that it is a big deal for a lot of people. It is becoming more into the more like normalness to talk about. There's so many good people that do cover wrestling that it would be pointless for me to even try. Just if you haven't seen WrestleMania, go check it out. It's on Peacock if you're in America. I think it's on Netflix if you're in Europe. Greatest show, especially if you haven't watched wrestling in a while. You're around my age and you like saw it during the Attitude Era. Come back and see what they're doing. This wild stuff here. But that's why I didn't go see a movie, or I would have went and saw Sinners. And that's what we're going to go to is the box office of April 18th and 20th. Sinners made $48 million total as the number one movie of the week. Doesn't really surprise me because a couple of weeks for Minecraft. I think if Minecraft would have been on second week, it might not have did as well, but I think on the third week it was. But I'm going to tell you something about this total here of 48 million. I think that so with Minecraft and every other movie this year, every other big movie, the Snow White, even though it didn't really do well, it's still bigger than most of the movies. And Captain America and stuff like this, the decline for the second week was at least half. So it was like 88 million week one for Captain America, 44 million or something, 40 million for week two for Captain America. It's like 52 million, like 10 million for Snow White. It's kind of an anomaly. But Minecraft, we kind of saw the same thing. It was 166, went down to 80. I think that this is going to do not the opposite of where it's going to hit under like 24 or it's going to go over 48 million, but I think that we're going to get a closer total of 48 million to where it's like 40 million or even 45 million, just because I think the word of mouth of this movie, from everything I've heard, is going to make people go see it in week two. Even me, I'm going to go see it in week two. So that is why I'm saying that. Also, we got to think it was Easter weekend. Maybe not everyone was willing to go see a vampire movie on Easter or their spare time on Easter weekend or had spare time on Easter weekend. So that's another factor to bring in here too. And then of course number two here is a Minecraft movie at 40.5 million for the weekend. And it's total at 349.5 million juggernaut total. Gonna easily hit 500, 600, 700 million. Probably 500 million easily. Probably rest around 550, 600 for total for the theater run, which is fucking awesome. So good job there for Minecraft movie. So that is the box office for the week here. I don't really think I had any news. I saw that the Brandon dude on Batman said he's gonna play more to the comic books. I saw some back and forth stuff between them between James Gunn and the people, but it's like at this point in time, I think James Gunn's kind of lost reality of what he's doing because it's like everyone said like, hey, you're gonna end up canceling Batman, and then he ends up canceling Batman, and then like everyone's like, oh, duh, that was gonna happen. We knew that was gonna happen, and then like I don't know, I don't think that I would have put him in charge of everything right away. I think I would have given him like baby steps and then like provisions, and then like as the provisions were hit, be like, yeah, you got this much more involvement, this much more involvement, because I think a lot of people are going to be turned off by the Batman. Me not getting a second movie from Robert Patterson, and who knows? I'll probably be wrong, and it'll be a badass sensation whenever it comes out. So that's what we're talking about there. Comment what you guys think in the comments below of anything I just said. Please like and subscribe, guys. Have a good rest of your day or night, and thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment your top movie picks for Throwback Thursday in the comments section, and see you next time in the cave.